And welcome to Hero Power. This is episode 73. And I am your host, Avantes. And as always, I am joined by my co-hosts, Zaroshio.
Oh, I love that new theme music. I just can't get over it.
And Versika.
Still awesome. Still awesome.
Yeah. All right. So we've got a great show this week. It's been a busy week, guys. Really has. I was gone. I left immediately after the show last week and went on spring break vacay for 4 days and came back and went straight to work. So I've actually not gotten to play hardly any Hearthstone at all this week. Did you guys get a chance to play any, Zaroshio?
Yeah, I've actually been on Ridiculous Hats Sensei Rogue that we had on episode 71, and I just sat down, pounded away, settled at about a 60% win rate, and rocketed all the way up to rank 4.
Awesome. Versika, you got to play any?
No, not much. I played on stream Monday night, and I've tried to wipe out some of my quests, but the HGC Eastern Clash happened this weekend, and Heroes of the Dorm started, so I've been just up to my gills in Heroes of the Storm.
Nice.
Heroes,
and I've been loving it.
Nice.
Like, that meta is so good right now.
All right, so before we get started, Versika, why don't you tell us a little bit about our friends over at Viforce?
All right, so we've been talking a little bit about the about all the different machines that you can get with Viforce, and when I bring up Viforce to my friends and people that I talk to, their biggest problem is I just don't have the money for a gaming system right now, or we got vacation coming up, we can't do it right now, maybe later. One of the great things that Viforce has done, and I guess it's been within the last 6 to 8 months, is they have offered they can offer now financing, and this is the same as cash financing for up to 6 months. So you have 6 months from the time that you get this financing to pay off that machine without paying a dime in interest cost. And we'll talk more about that as we go from the audio to the video portion. But in between, if you have a second, you got a second monitor, pull up ViForceGaming.com's website. Look through their models and kind of just do the math a little bit. 6 months, take that price and divide it by 6 and see if you can find a number you like.
All right. So we do have an email this week. So it says, guys, just wanted to say that I love the show. You guys do a great job. I know you will talk about this past Friday's reveal in the show this coming week, but I was wanting to know what you think they miss. Wanted to know if you think they missed an opportunity with Elise. I loved Versika's prediction on Elise. And opening an in-game pack is cool, but it's very RNG and can fill your hand full of cards you can't/don't want to use. I feel like Versika's idea for Elise was way more interesting, impactful, and would be easier to balance. Please talk about this in your discussion. Also, I'm having a hard time finding Zaroshio and Versika when they stream solo. Is it only on Twitch, or can I find the VODs somewhere else? What days and times? Last thing, as a female gamer, I can't help but feel outnumbered, and I'm discouraged by the small number of English-speaking women players to follow. Do you guys have any suggestions or any other female Hearthstone players you're trying to get on the show besides Cora? Is there any chance of maybe Jocelyn from the Angry Chicken? Your show is amazing. I love it, and your new theme is sexy. Keep up the good work. The pleasure is mine, Bridget, also known as Slash and Grab. Well, Bridget, first of all, thank you for everything you said about the show. We greatly appreciate it. As far as Versika's predictions, I'm going to turn it over to him and let him tell you his thoughts on that.
Oh God, you would do that right off the bat, wouldn't you? So for those of you who don't know, we do a pre-show, and we talked a little bit about this email in the pre-show. So yeah, it's kind of a slippery slope. When the Elise reveal came out, I was actually more impressed by the fact that they could put something like opening a pack in the middle of the game. So I really like that, and I don't want to when we make predictions, it's kind of more about like what we want to see, and sometimes what we want to see isn't necessarily what's best for the game. So my prediction of Elise coming into play and kind of bringing up a discover mechanic of three like neutral quests that you can embark on. That sounds good in theory, but in reality, Hearthstone is still very fast. And while I think that the new expansion will slow it down a little bit, I think probably it's still going to be too fast for a mechanic like discover a quest. It's one of the reasons why I think the quests are starting in the opening hand and only cost 1 mana to begin with. So I feel like the other thing that Elise offers when she hits the board and she opens up the pack is, let's say that you're hard countering aggro, but you're soft countering mid range, and you end up in a control matchup. That pack could give you a card enabling you to have a little bit better time negotiating that transition from mid game into control, and maybe help swing the game in your favor. And yeah, it's pretty RNG, but the other thing, by opening a pack, you're actually getting a discover for 5. And you're getting all 5 of those cards in your hand, whether you need them or not. So you're not even really having to pick. I think it can swing a game more heavily in your favor more often than it's going to whiff. So I actually really like that mechanic. And once again, I'm super impressed that you can even do that in game. So, I mean, the inner Hearthstone nerd in me is just like, what? New mechanic? What? So I actually thank you for liking my idea, but I feel like Blizzard got it right. So I don't feel like they missed an opportunity.
Okay, cool. That brings us to her.
Before we change from that topic, I want to let people know that don't know. We'll talk about more of these later. The reveal for the new Elise is she is a 5-mana 5/5, and her battle cry is shuffle an Ungoro pack into your deck. And then that pack is a 2-mana spell that gives you 5 cards from, just like a pack, from the full set. So you could get any class cards, any rarities. They did say they kind of boosted up the rarities on them a little bit, so it will be likely you'll get a legendary and an epic more often than you would a normal pack.
Okay. So to answer the next part of her question, it is having a hard time finding Zeroshi and Versika when they stream solo. Is it only on Twitch, or can I find the VOD somewhere else? So Versika just mentioned he streams Monday nights starting at 6 Eastern.
It's between 6 and 6:30, depending on when I'm able to get home.
Okay. But that's every Monday night.
6:30. Yeah, every Monday.
Twitch.tv/Versika.
It is Twitch.tv/Versika, and actually I'll play music in the background, so that keeps me from being able to put it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So you pretty much just catch it live. I should probably fix that to where we can put it on YouTube, but yeah, if you do that, you have to be quiet and only play the Hearthstone music. So yeah, it gets a little dull.
Yeah, and then Zeroshio.
I've been trying to stream more often. It's been a while since I've been able to stream. Usually try to do it on Friday nights and on the weekends, but weekends lately have been a lot of firesides and the actual HCT we've been involved in. And other things that have been holding me back have been my health lately. I've been having back issues, so sitting at a computer for long hours has been hard. I am working on remedying that, and I can be found at twitch.tv/ZerotioHS. And when Angoro comes out, you're going to see my streaming happen more often. So just check me out there, give me a follow, and you'll be alerted whenever I go live.
All right, so there you go. That's where you can find them. All right, and the last part of your question, do you have any suggestions for any other female Hearthstone players? Yes, actually, there are quite a few that we could highly recommend. Two of my favorites, obviously, besides Cora, two of my favorite female Hearthstone players to watch are Ali Straza from Team F2K and Hafu. Hafu is a great watch if you're wanting to learn Arena. Zerotio, do you have anyone else you'd like to throw out there?
Yes, Ziggy Sarah. That's Ziggysera. We had Ziggy Sarah on one of our past episodes. I can't remember the episode number, but you can find her in our list. As well as Pathra is a good one. She primarily
Pathra is a great one.
Yeah, Pathra's really good. Obviously, you mentioned her in your email, Cora. I definitely would follow Sage Cora. She's a great streamer when she has time to stream. And then there's a little-known streamer, Lulufin, Lulufin. She's a big follower of our show, and she streams every now and then.
Okay. Versika, is there any female Hearthstone players you watch on a regular basis?
Oh, you guys pretty much covered it. I try to catch Lulu, Finn, Ziggy, and Alistraza when she's on. Most of the time, Cora streams too early for me. I'm usually still at work when she's on. But yeah, the pool is still small. But maybe, I don't know. Slash and grab, maybe you could stream some and we could watch you stream, or we could watch you play.
Yeah, there you go.
If you have any questions with that, shoot Avanti's an email. He is very good at the technical side, and he can get you set up on a stream if that's something you might be interested in. Maybe you're the woman streamer that you're looking for.
There you go.
And I did want to give a shout out to the comment you made about Jocelyn from Angry Chicken. She also streams at Joss Plays. We'd love her to have her on the show, but she is extremely busy. Yeah. She's pretty much a full-time podcaster. She does about 3 or 4 of her own podcasts. She's constantly guest hosting on podcasts and scheduling live events and online events. If she ever wanted to come on the show, she'd be very welcome.
Yeah. And to answer Zerotio's question that he couldn't remember earlier, if you want to check out Ziggy Sarah before you watch her stream, you can find her on episode 57 of our show. Gosh, I can't believe it's been that long already.
Yeah.
It seems just like yesterday.
Yep.
So, all right. So there you go, Bridget. Thank you again for the email. All right, guys, let's jump right into this because we had a big announcement on Friday. I was in transit driving from Tennessee to Georgia, trying to listen to the Twitch stream through my headphones while I was driving and trying to keep up with all the information.
Sounds like a horrible idea.
Yeah, I know, right? So Friday, we had a live stream reveal featuring Day 9 and Peter Whalen, and they talked about some of the cards from Journey to Angoro. And we're going to kind of just go over some of what they showed us. I'm going to actually flip over here. Our good friends over at BlizzPro have compiled a visual spoiler list of all the cards that have been revealed so far. Gonna kind of jump around a little bit. So I want to talk about that one we were just talking about, Elise the Trailblazer. So as you said, she is a 5-mana 5/5 battle cry. Shuffle a sealed Ungoro pack into your deck. So we talked about this briefly during the email. Like Versika said, it's a fun mechanic. And like Bridget said in her email, it's very RNG. You don't know what you're going to get, and even if you can use what you get. One of our patrons in our Discord today said he was really looking forward to this because it's going to allow him to play with some of the cards he may not have because he doesn't have the gold to buy a lot of packs. So, Versika, let's start with you. Any additional thoughts on Elise the Trailblazer?
I like her. I think once again at 5 mana 5/5, this is Lotheb esque. I don't know. I would have almost liked to have seen her a little more in line with her current 4 mana 3/5, so you could maybe get that out a little bit earlier. Like I said earlier in response to Bridget's email, I do think that Ungoro is going to slow the game down. I don't know how much it's going to slow the game down. So when I see a 5 mana 5/5, that puts another card in the deck, which I have to then dig for again, it makes me feel like they want the games to go longer, but I'm not really seeing the cards to back that up yet.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
still very timid about getting excited about this card.
All right, so Zoroshio.
I think the battle cry is amazing, though.
Okay, so Zoroshio, my question for you then is, do you think this card's going to see a lot of play, or do you feel like it's going to be another Prince Malchezaar that is probably not going to get played a whole lot after like the first week and a half?
No, I think this card is definitely going to see a lot of play, mainly because Azure Drake is being moved over to the Hall of Fame and out of Standard, and it's your pivotal 5 mana minion that gives you card advantage. This is a 5 mana minion that's also going to give you card advantage in the long run. I do think you're going to have to decide where you want to put her in the deck, because she could be too slow for control decks, because by the time you draw the pack, getting 5 cards in your hand, you may still have too many cards in your hand to have 5 more cards in your hand. So it may be better in more of a mid-rangey to pseudo control deck.
Okay. All right. Well, that brings us to the next neutral legendary that we've seen so far. His name is Ozruk, Ozruk. He's a 9 mana 5/5 with taunt, battle cry, gain +5 health for each elemental you played last turn. So if you've played 2 elementals last turn, he comes into play as a 5/15. So Versika, what are your thoughts on Ozruk?
Once again, that 9 mana casting cost. Right now, I'm just wary of anything over 5, regardless of how impactful it is. And it's just because I'm not 100% sure that they have the formula figured out on how to get aggro under control. So until they can show that they can handle and balance aggro, then cards like this I feel like are just going to gather dust at the back of my collection. I like the card. I'm just scared it's too slow.
Okay. Zoroshio.
Question, Sogoth the Slitherer, that was from Old Gods, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I don't see this having too much play until that card goes away, because why would you want to put this in when you can put Sogoth the Slitherer in?
Right.
Okay.
I mean, Sogoth the Slitherer is what, a 5/9?
5/9 untargetable.
9 mana 5/9 taunt. Yeah,
This you can make it as big as you want, but you can still polymorph it. You can still hex it.
Yeah.
And Sogoth you can't. So until Sogoth is out of Standard, I don't see this. In any decks that aren't doing some kind of meme shenanigans with switching the health and the attack or inner fire or things like that.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, you could see it in a combo priest deck that really sells out to early aggro control. But once again, it's just like Zoroshio said. Why would you play this when you could play Sogoth? And Sogoth's not seeing play. It'd be different if Sogoth was seeing play, and this was a way to add a second Sogoth style card to your deck. But we're not even seeing Zogoth, so.
Yeah. All right, so that brings us to our first class legendary that we've seen so far, and that is the Hunter legendary Swamp King Dread. He's a 7 mana 9/9 beast with the text, after your opponent plays a minion, attack it. So we'll start with Zeroshio this time and go the other way. What are your thoughts on Swamp King Dread?
It's another King Crush. You look at this card and go, wow, the potential of this card, what I could do with this card. And then when the set comes out, you realize people start using the Poisonous Adapt or anything with Poisonous on it at all. And this card that goes back into your collection or turns into dust. I think you'll see people playing with this right away, and then he'll peter out after the first couple weeks.
All right, Versika?
I think this card is terrifying, and I love it. We called that we thought that mid-range or control hunter was going to try and be a thing, and I think this is pointing us in that direction that Blizzard would like to see that be a thing too. 7 mana, once again, it's kind of at that cusp of costing too much unless they manage to slow the meta down. But a 9/9 for 7 that attacks anything that your opponent plays is just, I think that's awesome. I'm going to use it. It'll be a meme deck, but I'm going to play with it a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I find it an interesting card as well. I think we've already kind of talked about the Mage Legendary a little bit in a past show. Pyros, 2 mana, 2/2. When it dies, return it to your hand as a 6/6 that costs 6. When that dies, return that to your hand as a 10/10 that costs 10. So,
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Yeah.
The new Paladin Legendary, his name is Sunkeeper Tareem. He is a 6 mana 3/7 with taunt. His battle cry, set all other minions attack and health to 3. So, this guy comes into play. Your opponent has, say, 3 minions on the board. They all become 3/3s. He's a 3/7 taunt. They would technically have to run all their minions into him to clear him at that point. What do you guys think? Is he too much at 6 mana? Is his ability... A lot of people have said he's geared specifically at taking down Jades. Versika, we'll start with you this time.
I think they're right. He probably is geared specifically to take down Jades. But we don't know what other mechanics are going on as far as like the adapt creatures and so on and so forth. So it may be a response to that mid-range. Because I feel like adapt is going to be a very mid-range ability. I don't get me wrong, I see the value, but once again, it just seems too slow. Like for 6 mana, now that Sylvanas is gone, there's not, and Emperor Thaurissan will be leaving as well. There's not as many things in that 6 mana slot, but personally, if I had to choose between this guy and Cairn, I would still pick Cairn.
Okay, Zeroshio?
I think this guy raises the value of Evolve. To get this guy off a 5 mana minion off your Evolve would be great. Other than that, I see what they're trying to do with this. I just don't. I think they're missing the mark. They basically want you to fill up your boards with 1/1s, and little dudes, your little paladin dudes, silver hand recruits, and then all of them turn to 3/3s, and then all your opponent's minions are reduced down to 3/3. But that's a perfect world, and I just don't see it happening. I don't like the direction they're pushing Paladin. It's one of my favorite classes, and ever since the days of Mysterious Challenger, they've just pushed Paladin further and further into the dirt.
Okay. All right. Well, the next legendary that we've seen is the Rogue Legendary, Sherazin Corpse Flower. It's a 4 mana 5/3 with a death rattle. Go dormant. Play 4 cards in a turn to revive this minion. So this is an interesting mechanic, one we've not seen yet. So basically, when it dies, it stays on the board dormant, and when you play 4 cards in a turn, it pops back up on the board.
Mhm.
So it's hard to get rid of. Now, my question is, and the way I'm understanding this mechanic, I've not actually seen anything official, and I've not actually heard anything from Blizzard, but when it goes dormant, is it still taking up one of your 7 minion slots on the board?
Yes,
Meaning
it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so once it's down, it's down.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So,
But
go ahead,
when have
Packseeker.
you ever seen Rogue fill up the board except for when casting N'Zoth?
That's true.
True.
So I don't
And-
think that necessarily will be a huge deal.
Well,
I think playing 4 cards in a turn to revive it is a much bigger deal
I have a
than
theory.
actually taking up a slot.
I have a theory, and kind of talked about this a little bit pre-show. One of our patrons, Matt at Arms, tweeted out earlier that he was really scared of the Rogue quest. Now, if you haven't seen the Rogue quest, it says play 4 copies of a card with the same name.
It says play 4 minions.
4
with
minions of the same name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the effect is all minions you play at this point become 5/5. So his thought is you get the quest off, then you play like a Violet Teacher and a whole bunch of cheap spells and just go token rogue, fill your board with 5/5s. Could they be driving towards a token rogue where the rogue is constantly filling the board?
It's possible.
I mean, it's possible, but it doesn't seem to fit with the play style that Rogue has kind of started to establish with the Swashbuckler, with the Shaku. And they've said they want Rogue to be that dirty, cheating, backstabbing class. They want the flavor to fit the class. And I don't know that a token style Rogue is necessarily going to do that.
Okay.
But then again, the jungle theme doesn't really seem to fit Rogue anyway. Rogue seems to fit more in like a city or something like that. Like Mean Streets was a great time, I feel like, conceptually and from a class perspective for Rogue to shine. And I feel like in the jungle is a place where the Rogue would struggle. And if you take it strictly from a WoW perspective, I always struggled playing a Rogue more in a jungle because there were less places to necessarily ambush from and hide that wasn't already filled with something else just as deadly as I was, ready to ambush and hide.
Gotcha.
I don't know. In World of Warcraft, I got ganked in Angoro Crater many, many times by rogues. But I'm a hunter. They do that to us. As for this card, I think it's just too slow. As a rogue, sure, you have a lot of low-cost spells. You can throw out 4 in one turn. But how often do you actually do that during your turn, during a game? You really don't have enough cards to do that. I understand with things like Swashbuckler, you're getting copies of your opponent's cards, so that may increase the chance. I just think this is too weak. You might get it to revive once, maybe twice in a game, but you're putting cheaper, weaker cards in your deck to make that happen, thus weakening your deck just to get him back. And I don't think that's... Now, a lot of people think with N'Zoth you might be able to do something, but something I've learned with N'Zoth, if the death rattle says put this card in your hand or anything that doesn't make it die, I don't believe N'Zoth will bring it back. So I believe this death rattle going dormant, I don't think N'Zoth will bring it back. We'll have to find out when we can test with it.
I know N'Zoth will bring back a Nubarok.
Okay.
It will bring back a Numarok?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've actually had a board full of Nubaroks with N'Zoth.
But I know it won't bring back Weasel Tunneler.
Right, because it actually changes possession.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. All right.
But yeah, I mean, you're going to get this once with your Van Cleef turn. Maybe. But, I mean, really, how many Van Cleef style turns do you have in one turn unless you're playing Miracle? And they've said that they don't necessarily want Miracle to stay around. So
That's right.
All right, so our next legendary is the Shaman legendary, Kalamos Primal Lord. He's an 8 mana 7/7 with a battle cry. If you played an elemental last turn, cast an elemental invocation. So before we talk about this, let's talk about what is an elemental invocation. So there are 4 elemental invocations. You have the invocation of air, deal 3 damage to all enemy minions. You have the invocation of earth, fill your board with 1/1 elementals. You have the invocation of fire, which says deal 6 damage to an enemy hero. And you have the invocation of water, which reads restore 12 health to your hero. So when Kalamos comes into play, you get to cast an elemental invocation. Now, it's not clear whether it's random or if you will get to choose Discover style. But let's start with our resident Shaman player, Versika. What are your thoughts on this Shaman legendary?
It's my understanding that you're going to get to cast this Discover style. So you will get 3 of the 4 invocations to choose from. So, that being said, I love this. I love this legendary. The 8 casting cost doesn't scare me as much with cards like Farsight and Shaman's ability. I feel like they have the best ability in the game right now to handle early game aggro. So I feel like you get to late game Shaman easier than with the other classes. So I actually really like this. At 7/7, 8 mana, the stats are decent for the casting cost. And if you are playing an elemental style deck, being able to cast an elemental the turn before you play this, especially with fire elemental being in the 6th slot, I feel like this is it's going to be pretty easy to pull this battle cry off. As far as a flavor standpoint goes, I absolutely love this. I love the feel of the Shaman pulling power from the elements to do something that no other class can do. So I like all the invocations. I feel like they are all useful at individual phases of the game, and like there's not going to be one that you pick that just is a swing and a miss. So I love it. I think Invocation of Water is going to be very, very powerful. I think Invocation of Fire is going to be very powerful. Invocation of Air is just another board clear. So I really like this. I feel like they hit a home run with this legendary.
Okay. Zeroshia?
I like it. I like it a lot. Invocation of Air actually makes it kind of like the Abyssal Enforcer, except the fact that it doesn't hurt any of your sides. So if you have an established board, then you get a big 7/7 with 3 damage to your opponent's side. I like this card. I think it's going to change the way Shaman plays. I think Elemental Shaman is going to be a slower style of play, and I welcome it.
Yeah, awesome. I do too. I'm really excited about this card. If I don't pull this card, this is probably going to be in my top 5 crafting if I don't pull it. So
I will craft this golden if I don't pull a golden version of this.
You'll pull it.
On the first.
You'll pull it, Avantes. You'll pull it. You'll pull gold. You'll pull like 3 copies of golden of this card.
If you pull this golden and you dust it, heaven help you, sir. Heaven help you.
Haven't you said that before?
Yeah.
Oh no,
yeah.
I'm serious this time. I do know where you sleep.
All right.
You will end up with a library full of tiny fins.
Our next legendary is the Warlock legendary Clutch Mother Zavas. She's a 2 mana 2/2. Whenever you discard this, give it +2/+2 and return it to your hand. Disco Lock boys, I'm excited. How about you? Zeroshia, we'll start with you this time.
This card excites me. I'm so excited for discard Warlock. better than I did before. Before, Discard Warlock was good, but it was kind of niche, and it was okay competitively. I think Discard Warlock, especially with their quest, is coming back, and it's going to come back with a vengeance. It's going to be very viable. I think it's going to be one of the top tier decks, and you're probably going to see it in the spring HCT play.
All right, Packseeker, thoughts?
This card is ridiculously powerful. You take into account, God Draw. If you go second and you've got the coin, you can first turn Lucari Sacrifice, which is the Warlock quest. Second turn, you can Clutch Mother's Office. And then third turn, you can coin into Lucari Fellhound. You've got a 2/2, a 3/8 with taunt on the board. You discarded 2 cards. You're already 2 of your 6 into the quest, and you're on turn 3. Discard lock is going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Can we talk about the quest, though? Please let us talk about the quest.
Sure, go ahead.
So the quest is, and if Avantes will click it and bring it up, it's Lucari Sacrifice, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
The quest is discard 6 cards, which, looking at new cards coming out, it's going to be very easy to do fairly early. And your reward is a Nether Portal. Now, the Nether Portal is 5 mana, and what it does is it takes a spot on the board, but it's not a minion. At the end of your turn, you summon 2 3/2 imps, and they go to either side of the Nether Portal. The thing about this, the question was asked by Day 9 during the reveal on Friday, how do you get rid of the portal? And
you can't.
Peter Whalen said, concede and start a new game. So that's the only way they found, using something like a full board clear, like throwing Deathwing on the board or Twisting Nether does not clear the portal. So you basically, once you get the quest done, you have 2 3/2 imps every single turn for 0 mana.
Nice. Zoolock.
Oh yeah, I see discard Demon Zoo just being a thing.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. So,
if you do not have Baron Geddon at this point,
get him.
Oh
gosh. Yes, Baron Geddon is an exact counter to this.
I actually don't have Baron Geddon yet.
Really?
Maybe if I pull a golden Calamos, I can disenchant it to make Baron Geddon.
I will.
Yes, I would.
It will take you weeks to pull my shoe out of your rear.
All right. Well, let's real quickly, let's talk about the other quests. We kind of skipped over them to talk about the legendaries, and then we'll move on to our next topic since we're running long. The Shaman quest is 1 mana, unite the murlocs. Quest, summon 10 murlocs. Reward, Megafin. So Megafin is a 5 mana 8/8 with taunt. I was trying to find him, but it doesn't look like they have him on this list.
They do. He's under quest rewards, non-collectible. Bottom,
oh yeah, there he is.
Second row.
Yeah. Okay, so he's not taunt. He's fill your hand with random murlocs.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, play a bunch of murlocs, get Megafin. So
he's Neptulon. The thing is you need to make sure you get a murloc you can put out with Megafin that turn, or you will overdraw the next turn because it does fill your hand to 10.
Yes. Yeah, it will. So
Shaman's trying to make Team 5's trying to make Shaman Murloc decks a thing. They've been trying to do it for a long time.
Yeah, and it's Murlocs are getting scary with the addition of Finja and some of the other stuff we've seen. So I think it'll be fun.
I'm going to be playing Elemental Shaman. I have absolutely zero desire to play this.
Okay.
I don't like Murlocs as Shaman. That's just
I don't either.
I prefer them in other classes. I've tried to make Murloc Shaman when Neptulon was out. It just wasn't fun.
Okay. We kind of talked about the rogue legendary quest when we were talking about Sharazin. Play 4 minions of the same name. Get Crystal Core. Crystal Core says all minions you play for the rest of the game are 5/5s.
Yep.
Yep.
The priest quest.
We already talked about that.
We talked about it last week or week before, and that's it.
That's all the quests that have come out so far. So we have 5 more quests to reveal to us.
Yeah, and we'll talk about those as they are revealed. All right.
Now they have been teasing the Paladin quest reward, which is Galvadon, and the most recent journey blog that they did with the journal entries. They've done number 3 just came out. They teased that he's a 5 mana 5/5 beast. Now I've heard speculations on what he's gonna be, but nothing for sure. But for him to have 5/5 stats for 5 mana when all the other ones have like 8/8 stats, his ability has to be really good. Now I've heard a rumor that supposedly leaked was Galvadon's going to let you pick 5 adapts and apply it to himself, but I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Yeah, well, we will find out. Possibly Friday. I think there's talk that there may be another reveal stream during the Winter World Championships, which start
on
tomorrow.
24th.
Yeah.
Yep. It's going to be at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time,
which is 9 a.m. Eastern. So
get up early, folks.
Yeah, or be at work already, like I will be.
That's all I do.
Or be at work and just not get to see it and catch the VOD on the way home.
There you go. So yeah, the Winter World Championships start tomorrow, Thursday the 23rd. We have our first few matches. One of whom is episode 70 guest Dr. Jikaniki. He will be playing the second match of the day, I believe. And so I will be rooting for Dr. J.
He's my pick. He's my pick to win it all. Only because he said if he wins it all, he'll come on the show. Not only. He's a very good player. But that did influence my my want to root for him, because I would love to have the seasonal world champion on our show. That would be great.
That would be awesome. All right. Packseeker, who's your pick to win?
Oh, come on. I had to go with Dr. J.
Yeah. We're biased.
Yeah. So,
actually, I'm rooting for Dr. J, but it came down to packs. So I hedged my bets. I picked Dr. J on my America's account, and I picked Standardachi on my European account.
Oh wow, Standardachi. That's a bold pick.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just different enough, and this meta is just stale enough that I feel like he can throw a wrinkle that they're going to have a hard time dealing with.
He'll tech something crazy that nobody expects. Yeah.
I
love him.
I can't count out Pavel. Pavel always seems to have RNG in his favor. So I really think Pavel's going to do well, but I am rooting for Dr. J.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right.
Well, look at it this way, Avantes. You can't do any worse than you did last year.
That's true. That's why I picked Dr. J. I love the guy. He's an awesome guy. Cool to hang out with and talk Hearthstone. And even if he doesn't get me any packs, Tice, I'm still rooting hard for Dr. J.
You can't get over that, can you?
So, all right.
Yeah,
that brings us to
Pavel this time. I caught so much crap for picking him last time.
Yeah. So that
Even
brings
though
us
I
to
won.
this week's Tavern Brawl, which is Decorating Stormwind. It's time to prepare Stormwind for the party. The city starts undecorated, but send your minions in to dress it up. How ready can you get Stormwind? So this is a single player brawl, which I loved. Basically, every time you deal damage, it adds decorations to the city. The object is to get the city to 30 to complete the quest, basically. But they give you the chance to get it as far as you can go. or up to, I think it's 100. Yeah.
It's 100.
Yeah. So in my first and only attempt I did today on my lunch break, I managed to get it to 52 and kill 15 minions, which it was fun to do because I built Zoolock and just went face. Zeroshio, how'd you do?
I did well. I actually had a Druid quest to play 50 Druid cards, and I did it all in one match.
Wow.
I just controlled the board and kept cycling my my Jade Idols over and over and over. I think I got my Jades up to like 26 before he was at 99. Stormwind was at 99 health, and I got it to fatigue, and that one damage ended the match.
Aw. Okay. Versika, you had a chance to do it?
I did. I took it to 100 as well, and I did it with my Shaman Pauper deck.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
Now, I want to mention this. This is a second week in a row we've had a repeat brawl, but they've changed it to a party theme. Before we had the party crashers. This time we had the I think it was like annoying partygoers or something like that. There's a party coming.
Yep.
They haven't said anything about a party, but these brawls are rewarding Ungoro packs. So maybe this is leading up to that launch party that they do. Usually for like a week or 2 weeks, we'll get special things for logging in and trying things in the game. I'm really excited for this. I don't know how long these parties are going to go. These party preparations are going to go. But it's fun. It's changing up Brawl without making them do too much extra work because they're recycling the Brawls.
So am I mistaken in saying that it was 10 days leading up that we would have daily rewards for logging in?
Yes.
All right. So April the 4th is 10 days from March the 25th.
First. Is that right?
No, that's 14 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
So if we log in on Saturday and we see a reward, then we will know that the prediction of April 4th will be correct.
Well, that would make sense because Friday they're doing the big Ungoro thing in the Bahamas. So that may be the day that they both announce this whole, launch celebration, as well as maybe they give us a release date on Friday.
Not so fast, because I have another prediction.
Uh-oh.
My prediction is April the 6th, which is
That's
a
a Thursday.
Thursday. Here's why. There's a promotion running for Ungoro. The pre-release promotion through Amazon expires at 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, April the 5th.
Ha 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 ha! Somebody's been doing some sleuthing.
You're a cheater. You're a cheater, sir. You're a cheater.
Well, if that pre-order from Amazon ends on April 5th at 11:59, then yeah, that would say a April 6th launch.
That is my theory, is that because right now, if you pre-order your packs through Amazon using Amazon coins, you get an additional bonus 500 coins. But that promotion expires at 11:59 on Wednesday, April the 5th, which leads me to believe a possible April 6th release date.
That's a pretty good lead.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Really awesome because we have a THQ on the 8th, and that would be a lot of fun.
That was actually not sleuthed by me. That was sleuthed by one of our patrons, Nibble, in our Discord. Guys,
of course.
Our Discord is the place to be if you want to know anything about Hearthstone. Our Discord is the place to be. Yeah,
Nibble's a better sleuth than I am, but he actually does it for a living, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, that does it for the news this week. We have a really cool deck to talk about this week for the play portion. And this is a deck Versika told us about last week. It's Lego Shaman. So I'm going to go over the deck list, and then I'll pitch it over to Versika to tell us a little bit about the deck itself. So it's 2 lightning bolts, 2 tunnel trogs, or as he's come to be known in our Discord, Tunnel Jeff, 1 blood mage Thalnos, 2 bluegill warrior, 2 flame tongue totems, 2 jade claws, 2 maelstrom portals, 2 totem golems, 1 feral spirit, 1 hex, 2 lava burst, 2 murloc war leaders, 2 call in the finishers, 2 flame wreathed faceless, 2 jade lightnings, Finja the flying star, and 2 every fin is awesome. All right, Versika, what in the world is this?
This is my take on a deck that I lost against on stream, not this past Monday, but week before, where a guy just basically threw down a bunch of little murlocs and then called in the finishers and every fin to me on turn 5, I think. Boyd can correct me if I'm wrong, because he was actually watching, I believe, when it happened. So while I liked the concept, Boyd and I were talking in chat that it seemed a little inconsistent. So what I basically did was took Aggro Shaman and the current Water Shaman build and teched in the basically the finisher from that call in the finisher deck, and I call it Lego Shaman because everything is awesome. Sorry. Good luck getting that song out of your head now.
Yeah, it's there.
Great.
If you've seen the Lego movie, you know what I'm talking about.
But Lego Shaman fits because everything kind of pieces together. It really does. I had a hard time with the deck. I'm hoping with some wonderful piloting or coaching with Versika, I'll be able to pilot this tonight.
All right, cool. Well, I think that's going to pretty much do it for this week. Do you guys have any last thoughts on anything from the show today, Zeroshio?
I want to just give a huge shout out to Slash and Grab, Bridget for the email. It really brings to light that there are some female gamers out there that are streaming, and they're really good gamers out there. Definitely go out there on Twitch and find some that you like, and make sure you give them a follow and tell them they're doing a good job, because they don't get enough credit like other streamers do, just because of diversity. So definitely go out there and find some female streamers you like to watch and let them know they're doing a good job.
All right, cool. Versika?
I can't echo that enough. We talked before about catching the women streamers when they're on, and I try to catch Ali Straza streams at a time that is great for me, so I actually catch her stream quite a bit. She's a very fun follow, and she's really good at the game. There's also this last ONG, there was a couple of female competitors in the games that actually did a really good job. And I don't remember her name, and I wish I had written it down. But one of the female players took Sidonia to I think it was 2-0, and then he ended up reverse sweeping. But she still took him. She had him down 2 games and definitely had the pressure on him.
That wasn't Eloise, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Or was
Eloise.
it Kara Cute? I know Kara Cute's coming to the scene real recently out of the East.
Somebody that I didn't recognize, but it's worth going back and checking the VOD for. So yeah, and if like a couple of my friends right now are saying that really they're just kind of they're kind of tired of Hearthstone right now. Be patient. The expansion is coming. I do feel like everything is going to shake up again, and if you need to take a Hearthstone break right now, Heroes of the Storm is great to watch. It's a great time to get into it. And just a heads up, the University of Tennessee just beat RMU 2-0, so they are advancing to the next round. but yeah, it's a great time to get into that here as the dorm is going on. It's actually going on right now. It's going to be going on the weekend. It's a great time. There's a whole lot going on outside of Hearthstone. If you need a break, take it now, because when the expansion gets here, there's not going to be time to rest on it. You're going to want to get a hold of this new meta fast, and you're going to want to start building that collection. And I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those expansions where you're going to need to have the cards, because the new mechanics are going to be game altering.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us this week. If you're joining us on Twitch or YouTube, please stay tuned for the live play portion of our show. If you are listening via the audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOgamers or on our website at heropowerhs.com. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to help to support and improve it, or join our Discord, or participate in our Hero Power patron tournaments, you can do so by becoming a patron at patreon.com/heropower. And as always, we'll see you all again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power.
All right. Well, while we get this set up, Versika, tell us a little more about our friends at Viforce.
All right. So we talked at the top of the show about Viforce offering 6-month same as cash financing on any of their machines. So let's walk through that a little bit. I'm going to break down the numbers for you for just a moment. You can do like what I did. I bought a modified Vector. So we're gonna take the Vector and we're gonna modify it a little bit. So we're gonna say that we're gonna top in that price a little bit, and let's say we're gonna put it at $700. So $700. You're gonna finance that for 6 months. That means you're gonna owe approximately $116 a month. So you break that down into 4 weeks. The $116 a month is $29 a week. So, Avantes, how much do you spend eating out for lunch at your work each week?
Probably somewhere between $40 and $50 a week.
Zoroshia, how much do you spend eating out per week, lunch? Just lunch.
It's about 40, yeah.
All right, so let's say that you only go out to eat once a week for 6 months, and then you take your sandwich, or you take a sandwich, or you take something else for the rest of that time, and you've got it paid for. At $29 a week, that's the easiest place to cut it, and you could have a brand new Viforce gaming machine in 6 months paid for, no interest. There really is no excuse not to pull the trigger on this, guys. You have 4 great options to choose from. You have the Element at $450, you have the Vector at $600, you have the Momentum at $800, and you have the Impulse at $1,300. You know, like I said, I just gave you an upgraded Vector cost. If Hearthstone is the only thing you play, but you think you might want to start streaming, you know, the Element is a great machine for you at $450. It's a great price too. So go to ViforceGaming.com, or you can go to our website, HeroPowerHS.com. Click on the Viforce link. It'll take you right to the site. You're looking for the products tab at the top. Click on that. They have a nice page loaded up where it will give you the overview, the internals, and they even list the games that you can play on high settings for each machine, so you know exactly where you're headed. So check them out, ViforceGaming.com.
All right. You ready to rock this, Zoroshio?
Like a hurricane.
All right.
Like a hurricane.
Oh.
That's right.
All right, so I got to get in.
Oh, wait, I'm playing Shaman. Like a volcano.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Soon. Which, by the way, that episode 2, Wonders of Angoro episode 2, was hilarious.
Yes, definitely go check out Play Hearthstone. Click on the news tab at playhearthstone.com, and you'll see the blog right there at the top. It's awesome.
There was a movie that had Dwayne Johnson in it, and what was his name? He was Stifler.
Okay, so my mulligan here, I got Tunnel Trog, Flame Tongue Totem, Jade Claws, and Lava Burst. I'm thinking about just keeping Tunnel Trog and Jade Claws. That sound right?
You're against another shaman. I actually
Uh-huh.
wouldn't mind keeping Flame Tongue Totem, but you're definitely throwing back Lava Burst.
So keep the Flame Tongue for possibly throwing it in between the Jade Golem and the Tunnel Trog?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, it sounds good.
And see, I'm glad I have you here because I would have thrown back the Flame Tongue.
You don't know what kind of shaman you're playing against yet. So you may need to put early pressure or you may need early clearing power.
He didn't do anything on turn 1, so Tunnel Trog first.
Tunnel Trog first. Absolutely.
First, okay.
Yeah. And
I know
Nipple, you're right. It was the rundown.
A rundown.
Yeah. They like drink this fruit and there's a weird camera effect and I loved it. I laughed so hard. The movie was terrible, but that part was great.
Is that the movie with Sean William Scott and The Rock?
Sean William Scott. That was the name I was trying to think of. Yes.
So Jade Claws here and take out the totem with our claws?
Yes. Jade Claws. Take out the totem.
And we drew into Hex last turn and then Flame Wreath Faceless.
So I'm thinking at this point it is not Aggro Shaman. I'm thinking at this point that it is most likely Jade or Control.
Well, there's
like
our everything.
straight up Jade or straight up Control. No in betweens.
Yeah.
Do we Flame Tongue and then just start going face?
I think you have to kill the totem.
Well,
yeah.
Hold on. You got to be careful not to walk into a lightning storm.
Okay.
We can try and bait the lightning storm with Blood Mage. We definitely need to clear the totem.
Do we do it with our face or do we do it with the Tunnel Trog?
I think you save the weapon.
Okay.
I think you do. I think you clear with the Tunnel Trog, play Blood Mage, Thalnos.
Blood Mage in the middle?
Blood Mage on the far right.
Far right or far left?
Far right. Far right.
My far right.
Yes.
It's the same right. It's the same right.
No. It was supposed to be on my far right. God.
That's funny.
And the reason that you wanted to do this is you want to be able to put the Flame Tongue Totem in between the Golem and Blood Mage Thalnos so that you can clear with the Golem and still get the effect for the Tunnel.
That was my thought.
Oh, Barnes into Mally. So now we know what kind of shaman we're playing.
Okay.
Well, it's definitely Control.
Yeah.
So we got to clear it.
Yeah, you absolutely have to clear it. So what I'm thinking is, I think you throw.
Do I put the Golem into it? I lost you.
Hold on, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Go ahead and run Thalnos into it.
For the card draw.
Yes. We're going to cycle that card draw.
Ooh, do we coin up Finja?
Coin Finja, clear with...
The Tunnel Trog and the weapon?
No, you don't clear. Coin Finja and go face with the 2 minions.
And leave our weapon?
Yes, leave the weapon.
Okay. Because we'll want the win. Oh, devolve.
There's the devolve.
Yeah.
Well.
But that's why we didn't play Flame Wreath. So that's good. It's okay. Finja is not a huge win condition.
But we have 2 tiny fins, which actually can be buffed up by the every fin is awesome.
Exactly. So I say throw down your Flame Tongue Totem.
Okay.
In between the 2 tiny fins.
Okay. Then what are we following that up with? Just totem, just hero power.
Yeah.
Hold on. Throw your totem down in between and clear the Stoneclaw Totem with a tiny fin.
Okay.
Clear Barnes with your face.
All right. Then go face.
Face with the other tiny fin. And then go ahead and totem and pass.
Okay. I didn't like bluegilling there.
No, you
Just
don't
because I
want
want
to
to use it
bluegill
to
until
couple
you
with
can.
So
every
Yeah,
fin.
you
if
want to
he
be able to
doesn't,
cast it with every fin.
if he doesn't clear this turn, we're gonna make him pay with every fin, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the lightning storm.
Yep. And he rolled high on the totem. So do we just put pressure with Flame Wreath and Hero Power?
Honestly, I think I Flame Wreath and Bluegill down that totem.
Okay. I can get behind that.
There's a hex.
There's a hex. Okay. That's good. Got to eat a hex. What do you think?
Do we hex back?
No, he's got to clear the hex.
You could Murloc, War Leader, run the blue gill in, and then Maelstrom Portal.
You can, but I think we need to be patient. Go ahead and totem and see what you get.
Okay.
I think you pass the turn.
Okay. I'm just expecting a Maelstrom Portal from him.
Probably. But we want that because we don't want it to happen on our...
Our call on the finisher's turn.
Right.
That makes sense.
That happened exactly like I thought it would. Okay, so now we have the full 8 mana to play with. So go ahead and totem to see what you get. Sorry, use your hero power. Okay, so now I think you play the War Leader.
And then Hex.
Nope, play the War Leader.
Okay.
Go ahead and Maelstrom Portal.
And then run in.
Run your Bluegill into the...
Okay,
Yep.
and then clear the air totem.
Clear the air totem.
Do you want to just
And then
tempo
go ahead
tunnel charge?
go ahead and play the other Tunnel Trog and see if we can draw out the second Devolve.
Okay.
Or Lightning Storm.
Right.
Yeah, either one. Usually in my games, I like to win by now.
Gonna have to slow that down coming into the Ngoro meta.
Well, yeah. But with this aggro deck, I've been able to pull off like turn 5 wins, turn 6 wins. 7's the sweet spot.
We basically want all that board clear gone for when we call in the finishers.
There's elemental destruction. He's probably going to.
What else?
Ooh.
There's your hex target.
There's your hex target.
so Hex, Flame Wreath,
Hex, Flame Wreath,
Totem,
and Totem.
Okay. And we got
you
the air totem.
toteming last. Somebody should tell Frid.
Oh, shh.
You weren't going to be able to use the totem this turn regardless of what happened.
Yes, that's correct.
And you weren't going to cast anything in your hand, so I think you're safe.
Do we totem first to see what we get first?
Yep.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, go ahead and totem. It won't matter.
Because we're saving the everything for the call and finishers, right?
That's actually a good one. So I would go ahead and Bluegill, clear the Hexed Frog, and smack him for 7. Yeah.
And obviously, because we know he's a slower shaman, we're saving the lava burst.
Correct.
There's the second elemental destruction.
Or any kind of clear, and a lava shock.
All right. So I highly doubt that he is running 2 lightning storms, 2 maelstrom portals, 2 elemental destructions, and 2
There's not been
defaults.
any maelstrom portals.
Right. So I think he's probably not running maelstrom portal, or he's running a one of. So go ahead and throw out totem golem and totem up hero power.
Don't forget to use your hero power. Okay.
Every turn. Now, one of the things that I have done with this deck is I've actually taken out Lava Burst.
Oh.
Oh my
What?
gosh, it's my meme shaman.
It's your meme shaman. They watch your stream. Oh man, this is horrible. Well, right on time. So
let's see what we've got. Hold on a second.
we're overloaded for one. We can't do everything in our hand.
Well, you can't attack with them this turn anyway. You don't want to play into something else. So
Do we call in the finisher this turn?
Calling the finishers and totem.
Yusarj has to come. I mean, Yusarj is going to beat us down, and until we draw something that can deal with him, and I don't think we have anything left. He's just gonna pound us into the ground. So we have to race. I say go ahead and lava burst. Go ahead and lava burst thing from below.
Okay.
Call in the finishers.
And totem.
Totem.
Go face.
And totem golem to face.
Okay. Well, the taunt's gonna help us.
Yep.
Yep.
Taunt's gonna help us a lot.
It doesn't matter if they're 3/3s or not.
If he has no board clear.
Wrecked.
Oh, there's the Maelstrom portal.
Wrecked.
And he's running 2 of it.
Yeah, he just double
So he
Maelstrom
really
portal.
is like he is running the exact same list that I was running.
Oh,
All right. Well, I believe that'll do it.
yeah. I don't think there's.
Go
do
ahead
we just
and move on to the next one.
hero power concede?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It was fun. Oh man, we got matched up against a heavy control deck.
Yep.
Heavy control shaman at that. I have been having a little trouble today with this deck on the ladder because I'm seeing a lot of Dragon Priest and heavy control decks and Jade Druid. And Jade Druid you can usually beat if you get a good start. Ooh, Mage.
If this is Reno Mage, you're in a very good spot.
I think so. Pitching everything back but Totem Golem,
Yep.
since we don't have the coin.
You can make a case for keeping Flame Wreath just because it's a mage and they're going to struggle to deal with it early. But
Yeah. Pass.
I think Feral Spirits is actually a better draw. So
I think so too. The wide board tends to be good early because it gets rid of their removal real early.
this is going to be a tempo mage, so you want more. You want more stuff.
Do we go ahead and Totem Golem now?
I would.
It keeps us from Feral next turn, but I don't think that's going to be a problem.
So
I don't think it will either.
So what do you guys think of the new Stone Sentinel, the Shaman Epic 7-mana 4/4 Battle Cry? If you played an elemental last turn, basically play Feral Spirits.
Yeah, I like it. The reason that I like it, once again, is because... Hold on a second. We need to clear...
The girl.
We need to clear that Sorcerer's Apprentice.
It makes it so we can't Jade Lightning next turn, but we can Feral Spirits next turn.
Yeah, and that's what we'll do. We'll Feral Spirits, but we need to clear her.
Okay.
I like it. I think the 4/4 body is deceptive. I mean, 7 mana for a 4/4 is not good. But if you cast the elemental the turn before, then you get the 2/2/3 taunt, which I think is good. So you're pretty much getting a 4/4 for 4, and then the Feral Spirits is just tacked on to the end. And you're doing it without overload.
Yeah.
Do we want a Feral Spirits this turn? Since we drew in a Fidja.
No. So what we're going to do
Clear
is
the
we are
3/3.
going to kill the 3/3 and pass the turn.
Hero
Totem.
power. Yeah.
No, totem.
Oh, don't totem?
Because
Oh,
if you
we
get
not-
the if you happen to draw the 1/1,
The 1/1, he
just
could run
the
into
battling
it.
click in.
But that would telegraph too much, I think. Because he's got to play something on 4. We didn't get punished for it, though.
Oh, that's even better.
Wow, this is even better.
Yeah.
So, Finja?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No?
No.
Okay.
You need to go ahead and Jade Lightning the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Jade Lightning, the Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Next turn, probably play a Flame Waker.
Nibble in chat said in before arcane missiles kill
There he
Finja.
is.
Yes. The Flame Wakers, we can't play Finja with Flame Waker on the board.
Right.
Exactly. So go ahead and Jade Lightning the
Yep.
Flame Waker.
And then
Go
do we
ahead
go
and-
ahead and Jade Claws?
Jade Claws and clear.
Both
Clear
zero
the
twos.
two taunts?
Yeah, clear, but don't declare the other one.
I'm sorry, I'm catching you. You say yes, then you say no. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying yes because Patrick was saying something. I was agreeing with Patrick. Or
Okay.
Monty's.
Why would we not clear the other one?
Because you need something to run Finja into.
Okay.
Well, there
Something
you go.
that he can't kill on yours. Okay, so now...
Can we
work
Finja?
ourselves in.
We're
No,
at 10 health.
you're going to have to Feral Spirit.
Okay, so Feral Spirits?
Yeah, Feral Spirit. Clear a 0/2 with your face.
Okay.
What do you think about clearing the other one with the 2/2 and then dropping the flame tongue between the 3/3 and the 4/4 and going face?
No, because then you're playing in the Flame Strike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and totem. We're gonna bait.
Baiting
So
Flame
clear
Strike.
the 0/2 with the 3/3
Go face?
or the 2/2.
Or, sorry.
It doesn't matter now. Just go face. What I wanted you to do was hit the 1/1 with the 2/2 so that you would bait him into using the hero power to kill the 2/2. Kill the 2/1.
Firelands Portal.
Well, that's actually not terrible. Because we can kill that with Flame Tongue. Wait, where are we at on the board here? 5, 9, 11, 12, 13.
There's not going to be a whole lot you can do. Because you've only got, that's max 8, 12, 15, 17. Then you can drop the bluegill in for an additional 4. So you got 21. So we got to find 2 points of damage someplace else.
Okay, do we just work on clearing the board right now, or do we... Oh, we got to pressure face.
No, go ahead and drop the flame tongue. Wait a minute.
We won't be able to do that and bluegill because of the totem.
Drop the... Yeah, you're right.
Where?
All right, so just drop the flame tongue in between the Wrath of Air totem and the last Spirit Wolf.
Okay. Go face, or what am I doing?
Go face with everything and then hex the 5/6.
Ah. Sorry, I was rushed with the rope. thought I clicked everything, but it didn't register.
It was a moot point anyway.
Yeah, he had the other direct damage.
Yeah, we need to have you stick to driving Shaman. Too many decisions I don't understand.
All right, we'll play one more.
Okay.
Unless you,
I'm okay with it.
I can do it if you want.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
I don't
to me.
want you to lose any more rank if you don't want to.
Nah, I mean, we got the floors, so it's no big deal. I'll pick them back up.
Okay.
I'm not worried about the rank at this point of the season. I have a couple weekends left.
Gotcha. Yeah, the reason that we didn't play Finja into that next turn was there was two. We didn't have enough minions on the board. I knew Flame Waker was coming down the next turn. With Sorcerer's Apprentice on the board, if he had 2 arcane missiles in his hand, Finja was going to get cleared. So that's why we didn't do that.
All right, so our opening hand here is Flame Tongue, Totem, Tunnel Trog, Feral Spirit, Jade Lightning.
It's Paladin. I mean, it's going to be hand buff. It's just, is it hand buff mid-range aggro? Is it hand buff control? So I'm going to say you're at rank 4. I'm going to say it's probably control.
Yeah.
So throw back the Feral Spirit and the Jade Lightning.
Okay. I'll tell you now it's control. At least it was last time I played Zealot.
Oh, okay.
But he does have some early game. I'm glad we drew into Lightning Bolt. We're probably going to see a turn 2 Doomsayer. So, Tunnel Truck?
Yeah. Are you not going to return his well met?
No. I am not.
Gotcha.
Because here goes. Boom. So we can clear that. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can J-Claw's Coin, Lightning Bolt, and run Troggin.
Okay. Clear. He's probably not expecting that because you're not running pirates.
I was running. Last time I played him, I was running. What was I running? Rogue. I am surprised I haven't seen more emotes than the Well Met yet, because usually he does a lot more.
Oh. In that case, just go ahead and squelch him.
Oh, I already did.
Oh. Well,
remember, you're seeing the spectator, you're not seeing me.
That's right. I would just go ahead and run everything face. He's going to clear it with the 3-2 anyway.
Yep. And he's very liberal on his consecrations.
Good.
He will use them at the drop of a hat. Ooh. Oh, we know one of his Elder Peacekeepers are in his deck, not in his hand.
Yep.
What do you think here? Clear the Aldor and Feral Spirits, or just Feral Spirits and go face? Or Totem and Totem Golem?
I think Totem Golem, clear Outdoor Peacekeeper.
Okay. Well, that's good. Be good on turn 7. What do you think?
I think you Feral here.
Feral?
Yep.
Okay. He trades evenly, but it's maybe we can top deck a Maelstrom.
Yeah.
The good thing is if we get our calling the finishers off early and he gets to his anyfin turn, then he
Wow.
will have a chance of getting those. Yeah, we're seeing those, aren't we?
So yeah, all you can really do is totem pass.
Yeah, it feels bad, but it's really the only option we have. Don't really want to put calling the finishers on this board. Ugh.
That is some terrible drawing.
So next turn we can double call the finishers and double any fin, every fin. But that will be dead by then.
Yeah, that would.
I think just go ahead and lava burst the 5/4 war leader.
Okay, and then
You're gonna have to
total?
hero power.
Yeah.
If you get the taunt totem,
Oh, you
Go
were
ahead and
thinking
put
of
down
putting
the flame tongue.
and I'd already passed it. I'm sorry. But that would have been a good idea. I didn't think about it. I think we're dead in the water.
go ahead,
Jade Lightning, the Murloc War Leader.
yeah, and totem again. Maybe we'll luck up and get the taunt totem. It'll save us
Didn't.
2 damage.
We didn't.
Nope. I can't imagine that he's gonna waste any damage trading into that.
Well, he's trading.
Wow.
He does trade a lot. He's very efficient on his trades. Dead on board.
There's nothing you can do except for show him what you got. So go ahead and cast your call in the finishers and everything them.
Both the call and the finishers.
Yeah, let's just show him what we had.
See, if I'm wondering if no, we can't. Okay. Oh. See, when I play this, I tend if I get the call on the finishers and the every fin on turn 7, I just do it to get a board full of 3/3s. In a matchup like that, that's maybe I just play it differently. Again, I don't have a win rate with it, so I was probably playing it wrong. Yeah, right now on ranks 5 and above is a very heavy control.
Yeah, it's.
Makes
I mean,
it so difficult with that deck.
and like I said in the audio portion of the show, this deck has a consistency problem. Even in the version that I played against, they actually got the nuts draw, so they were able to wipe me out by turn 5. But the changes that I made to it were designed to try and balance it a little bit, but yeah, still kind of a work in progress. Like I said, I did toy with taking out Lava Burst and running Thing from Belows, but they just felt too slow.
Yeah.
So I think this deck will get better when Ungoro comes out. So, definitely, I don't know that I would delete it. It's the only reason it's still in my deck. It's still in my deck list is because I feel like it will get better once Ungoro comes out.
The every fin is awesome is going to wild, right?
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. Once it'll go to wild, and it will actually be my first foray into wild because then I've got old Murkai there as well.
Yeah.
So I will actually play a little bit of wild Murloc Shaman just because, but I won't play it in standard.
You can't see it, but I'm doing the disapproving head shake.
Yeah, I know. So disappointing.
So, all right, guys. So that's gonna do it for us this week. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button below on YouTube and give us a follow on Twitch to be alerted as to when we go live. If you are interested in checking out our Patreon-only Discord or joining us for the Hero Power invitational tournaments, you can find more information on that at patreon.com/Hero Power. And until next time, good gaming.
Bye, guys.